Hi, what up, YouTube? This is No Cap, No Filter. I'm your host, Molly G, back at you on another episode of Running With You. And tonight we're going to run about this video I came across. It's basically a woman, and she's basically saying how she's just tired of the corporate grind. She's tired of, going to work every day, providing for her kids. I'm not sure if she's in a relationship or not, or she's a single mom, but I'm guessing that she's a single mom. I ain't really watched this whole video entirely, but I, watched a little bit of the first part, and I said I'm going to go ahead and react to it with y'all together later on. And we're gonna have to go ahead on and see what she's talking about. I'm guessing that she would rather be a housewife and she just tired of, doing all this stuff alone. So without further ado, let's go ahead on and see what she got to say.
Okay, I'm going to make this quick because I have to go into a meeting. I have 3 meetings today. I have been in the corporate life for almost half my life. For context, I'm 40 years old. I have 2 children who are 11 and 7. And I fell for it. I fell for this thing where, go to college, get your degree. If you want to have kids, you can do it all. You can have a career, you can have kids, you can just do everything. Well, I don't want to do everything. I don't want to do that anymore. I fell for that shit. Do not fall for it. Do not fall for that shit. I want to take my kids to school. I want to pick them up from school. I want to be there when they get home. I want to chaperone for them, volunteer at school. I just want to go to the gym, clean my house, do.
Okay, well, she haven't said that she's single in a relationship, but she want the old, housewife, soccer mom lifestyle. Uh, have the food ready when the kids come home, have the food ready for when the dad comes home, white picket fence, the American dream, what an old American dream for, women of the past. But now these modern women, when it comes to feminists and, feminism and all this, and, these red pill people they gonna eat this stuff up and be showing examples of this and saying, oh, you see, I told you feminism was a lie. But I do think as time goes on, times change. And I don't think a woman out here want to do it all, like she says, by, providing for her kids and doing everything on their own. I think they want a partner to do this with, and it can happen with a partner, but it's just when these women want these high rank jobs and want to be this boss babe and this entrepreneur. And, once you become an entrepreneur, you went from a 9 to 5 to a 24/7. A lot of these girls want to do that, and that makes them a little masculine. And on top of that, that strengthens their pool because now they want a certain caliber of man that is hard to find, because women, they date up, men date down. So it becomes hard. And when they in the corporate ladder, they got to deal with their boss at work, and now they got to deal with their man at home. And sometimes those can collide, those could very much collide and it get hard. And when you're dealing with a single mom, it is definitely hard. It's hard out here for a, a father that's in their kid's life who's living on his own. So just imagine a woman who have the kids 24/7, going to work and then getting the kids from daycare and then having to raise the kids at home. You working round the clock. But I think a lot of women, though, all they got to do is just, feeling, you know, where a man could be slacking up at and just make themselves of value, and they could live a pretty soft life. They could live a housewife type of life. Like, why would you forfeit staying at home, raising your kids, instead of, why would you forfeit that life and you want to go to work? Like, that never made sense to me. But let's continue and see if she is in a relationship or not. I'm guessing she's not, and she just, overwhelmed.
Laundry, go to the grocery store, and just be home. So do me a favor. Do not fall for that shit because it is not worth it. It's a joke. It's a joke. Don't do it. Be home, find a way to be home, be with your family, be with your kids. Just, it's not worth it. None of this is worth it. So,
Now, a lot of the red pill
from
guys, they
school,
feel
I
like
want to.
They a lot of red pill guys, they think that, a woman, they only get fulfillment from their kids and their husband, basically family. I think a woman can get fulfillment with, their family and their career. Like some women out here, they went to school to become a doctor. They went to school to become a nurse. They went to school to become a teacher, and they love their job. They love their career, and they find a way to balance, work and home all the time. But I just think when it comes to a woman trying to be an entrepreneur, or when a woman trying to climb the corporate ladder and they become a CEO, or they become, some type of high rank position where it's very demanding and very much, time consuming. I think that's where stuff can clash, because the the bulk of the rent, the bulk of the bills, the bulk of the brunt work and all that, I think it should be on the man, and the bulk of the brunt work around the house should be on the woman. Now, of course, when it comes to mowing the lawn, when it comes to taking out the trash, when it comes to repairing things, of course, the man can do that. But when it comes to just keeping the house tidy, when it comes to keeping the house clean, making sure the kids in order, waking them up for school, getting them ready and all that. Now, not to say the man can't do that as well, but for the most part, I just think it always worked. These job duties always work. I don't like to always use stuff from the animal kingdom when it comes to humans, but I'm gonna go ahead and use an animal kingdom reference right now. Like with lions, the woman, they go out to hunt and the man protect the pride. I mean, certain things are just in place for a reason, and if it's not broke, don't fix it. And I think certain things that women and men have always done, I think we just got away from those things. And when we got away from those things, I think that made us bump heads so much. You got women calling men sassy. You got women calling men feminine. You got men calling women masculine. And I think we got into a space right now where all we do is bump heads and clash, and things are just out of whack when things could be so simple. I think women, all they gotta do, if they want this soft life, if they want this housewife life, just find a good man. First of all, the man gotta be a good man. The man gotta be goal orientated, you know. And just, I always say that, figure out how you could add value to his life. Make his life easier. A man is simple. If you could do that, you could take a lot of pressure off your back, and you could keep a man. And a lot of women feel like they want to work because they don't want a man to have control over them, and just that one day the man can up and leave them. For the most part, if a man got a good woman, he's not going to leave her for the most part. Now, if you still want that security blanket, regardless, by all means, go ahead on, find you something that you would like to do, and go ahead on and take on that job. But don't the key is not to let that job be overbearing. But I want to know what y'all think down in the comment section below. I just think as time goes on, time gonna evolve. Time's gonna change. 20 years from now, it's gonna be a whole different society. We're gonna have to get accustomed to and adjust to. It ain't just because of feminism. I just think as time went on, women wanted money, and you add the internet to that, and you add, a lot of other nuances to that. I just think, it led us to where we at now. But let me know what y'all think down in the comment section below. Women, have y'all been been working your way up through the corporate ladder, and you having the best time of your life? Let me know down in the comment section below, and let me know what you think. And I think a lot of that got to do with her having 2 kids. Now, if she didn't have these 2 kids, would she still have the same mindset? That plays a part too. But if you like the video, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, what you're waiting on. And until next time, I'm out.